this is built up as a replica of the bike on which a Canadian called Alec Bennett won the 1928 Junior TT in the Isle of Man.
Oh, the Isle of Man?
I bought it as a basket case on eBay about 5 years ago, stripped it all down to bare metal, sourced all the other, and made quite a lot of the parts. I think I made about 70 different parts for the machine, and assembled is what you see. A gentleman called Harold Willis came up with the idea of a positive stop gear change.
So this is it here,
So
is it down here?
this is the shifter here. Now, prior to that, the gear change would be accomplished by, there'd be
Yeah, they had the old garden gate style, wasn't
there'd
it?
be a gate, yeah, there'd be a quadrant screwed on the side of the tank here. There'd be a lever which pivoted. There's still the point on the frame here.
Right.
There, the lever would come back here, and then this rod would have been a longer rod, and the change.
So you've got all that linkage working for you, or working against you in some cases, right?
Well, it's not that. It's the fact that you have to take your hand off
Oh, to shift.
to shift.
So you've got a hand off the throttle.
So you're off the throttle, and you haven't got quite the same stability. So what Harold Willis did, he invented this mechanism. He kept the gearbox the same, just shortened the linkage, and so
Put a foot shift.
you have a gear change here. You select a gear either up or down, and the lever returns to the neutral position. Exactly the same, which is on every motorcycle today.
Yeah.
And this, Alec Bennett's machine in '28 was the very first machine in the world to feature that. And
I would never have known that.
his actual bike does still exist. It's owned by a gentleman in the UK. And if you go and see that machine and look at this mechanism, you will see the serial number 1 stamped on every
The
piece
original,
part.
the actual original.
The actual
Isn't that
original.
something? So Two Wheel Classics at the Vintage Festival here at Mosport again this year, and we've just met Kevin Grubb, and Kevin, he's in period costume. Are you from that era? What era is this?
This is 1913.
1913, wow. And look at this bike that Kevin's brought to Mosport with us. I can't believe it. So
1913 Rudge Multi.
1913 Rudge Multi. So Kevin, tell us a little bit about it and how you came by it.
I bought the bike almost 8 years ago, I guess, at Daytona Bike Auction. There's a vintage motorcycle auction there each year, and we collect vintage motorcycles, and we had our eye on the bike in advance and decided we wanted to add it to the collection.
Is this the kind of the crowning glory
This
of your
is the
collection?
crown jewel. This is the crown jewel in the collection. There's no question about it.
So Kevin, tell us a little bit about the bike. We were just talking a little while ago, and this has got 20 speeds.
It's a 20-speed variable speed transmission, effectively, that allows me to select with a constant engine RPM anything from a 3.5 to 1 to a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio. The bike can run along in the first speeds at about 15 to 20 miles an hour, and at the top speed it'll do 60 miles an hour. In fact, it was the first motorcycle to ever do 60 miles in 1 hour at Brooklands Racetrack in 1913.
Is that right, at Brooklands? And you said it was an Isle of Man winner too in the back in
It was entered in the 1913 Isle of Man TT, and it won the Isle of Man TT rather handily, and was thought to be of an unfair competitive advantage, and was subsequently barred. Of course, 1914 was the last year for the LTT until after the war was over. But
all right. Now, is that because of the 20 speeds, or just the?
No, it was the 20 speed. It was the 20-speed transmission device that gave it a bit of an advantage.
So the clutch is like a snowmobile clutch.
That's all it is. What's interesting is that there's a linkage device that connects the front clutching device to the rear wheel, and the hub on the rear wheel changes proportionally, so we're always in constant tension.
It's in beautiful shape, and you mentioned it can do 60 mile an hour.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the brakes. Those are bicycle rim brakes.
The front brake is nothing but a caliper rim brake that actually pulls up as a stirrup would on the wheel, and the rear brake is a 7-inch shoe that presses against the rear hub.
This is a little more meaty back here.
It's a little bit, but
still a little dicey doing 60 miles.
Doesn't give you any confidence to do 60.
Right. No, so anyway, it's been great to see this bike, Kevin, and great to see that you can make it. Is this your first time to Mosport?
No, I've been here. I guess this is our second year here with the bike at Mosport.
Oh, great.
We try to be here every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the countryside.